Rain fell in relentless sheets, blurring the pavement into a shimmering distortion. And there she stood, unannounced, unexpected, a fragment from a life I had buried 5 years ago, her hair soaked and clinging to her cheeks, framed in a way that stirred a memory I'd spent years suppressing. Her dress clung to her frame, heavy with rain, echoing a night I tried to forget. But this time she wasn't alone. A small boy stood at her side, his tiny hand folded tightly in hers. "This is your son," she said, her voice nearly lost in the roar of the downpour. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I just watched, eyes fixed on the two of them, steady and silent. Then I stepped aside, letting absence speak for what words never could. 5 years earlier, she'd walked out of our life, wrapped in a scarlet dress, barebacked high-let, impossible to forget. I hadn't questioned her faithfulness. I'd voiced concern because of how much attention it would draw, the kind she once claimed to hate. She dismissed me with a carefree laugh. "It's just a party," she said, but she never came home. It wasn't a slow unraveling. We were solid. Quiet dinners, long conversations, nights spent naming children we hoped to have. But then the signs came. Subtle shifts, longer showers, later nights, eyes that wouldn't meet mine. I never accused. I just started listening more carefully to the silence. That night, she told me it was a friend's birthday. Girls only. But the next day, a coworker sent me a video. It wasn't a cozy gathering. It was a nightclub, and she was on someone else's lap laughing like a stranger. I watched it once. That was enough. Truth doesn't need replaying. When she returned at dawn, soaked in alcohol and deception, I didn't yell. I brewed coffee, handed her a mug, and said simply, "It's over." She called me controlling, dramatic. So I left. No fight, no closure. I changed my number, moved cities. I disappeared. Before I left, I made one decision to safeguard my future. I froze my sperm. A lesson born from betrayal. Prepare for the unimaginable, especially from the ones who once swore forever. 3 years passed. Then a letter with no return address arrived. Inside was a photo of a child with curls and eyes that mirrored mine. I felt nothing, just quietly filed it away. Then came the emails. Pleas, apologies, declarations of regret. I didn't answer, but curiosity lingered, so I hired a private investigator. The findings were almost poetic. She'd lost her job, moved back in with her mother. The man from the club, gone before the pregnancy showed, denying any involvement. A year later, she started searching for me. She didn't know who I had become. Quietly, I made my plans. First, a DNA test arranged discreetly. The investigator retrieved a pacifier from a park meeting. The result, 99.9% mine. Second, I hired the best custody lawyer I could find. Not to take the boy from her, but to protect myself. Third, I waited and then I let her find me. Now, she stood in front of me holding our son like a shield. "I need help," she whispered, voice cracking. I looked at the boy for a long time. His eyes met mine, quiet, curious. She began to speak, unraveling apologies, talking about loneliness, about love, about needing a father for her child. I let her speak, let her words spill unchecked. Lies are flammable. Let them pull long enough, and a single truth will ignite them. Then I handed her a folder. Custody terms, visitation schedule, clear boundaries. "This is a reunion," I said. "It's structure." She cried, begged, accused, said I had no right. I met her gaze. "You lost at the night you walked out in that dress. This wasn't vengeance. It wasn't cruelty. It was clarity. Actions echo. Betrayal has memory." A week later, I met my son properly. We went to the zoo. I read to him, watched him laugh pure and bright. The way I used to before trust was something I had to guard. I haven't told him everything. One day, when he's ready, I will, not to turn him against her, but because he deserves truth. As for her, she receives monthly updates, clinical, distant, through my lawyer. A name, a photo, a date. She lost a man who once would have done anything for her. Now I do everything for